In Manipur, ladies and gentlemen, a soldier who was on leave was abducted, was killed. The body was found later. This is in Imphal East. Now, the only eyewitness in this case, Nancy, is the 10-year-old son of this army Jawan.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an army Jawan who's on leave and gets kidnapped. Take a look at this. Sepoy Serto Thangthang, on leave for 4 days, was with his 10-year-old son outside their home at Tarung in the Happy Valley neighborhood of Imphal West when 3 armed men whisked him away at gunpoint inside a white vehicle. The soldier's family and the Com Union appealed through a local TV channel on Saturday for his release. His body was found around 9:30 a.m. on Sunday at the Thek village in Imphal East.
Yeah, and the sad part about is that, as you correctly mentioned now, that the only eyewitness of this whole abduction was his 10-year-old kid. See, and he belonged to Combs tribe. Like, it's not he didn't belong from the one of the conflicted tribes that we're talking about, the Meiteis and Kuki. And this is written here that Combs' 10-year-old son was reportedly the only eyewitness to the abduction and told police that 3 miscreants had entered their home while they were working on the porch. According to the boy's statement, his father was forced into a white-colored vehicle at gunpoint and driven away. Imagine seeing your father being taken away by 3 men at gunpoint and being taken away in a vehicle, and then you later found out that he's no more. I mean, the situation that Manipur is getting out of hand right now, because police officers, security forces,
people on the social media, they're saying that is Manipur purging into complete anarchy.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if incidents like this are happening and people are being so, we have turned our heads against them, because now we like it's becoming the new normal in Manipur, and that is actually not acceptable, because it is 2023, we are in a democracy, and still incidents like this are happening, where a police officer, where an army professional, people.
It's an army Jawan. I mean, it's absolutely appalling that you're not even leaving out an army Jawan. On the top of that, something that you pointed out, that it's the Com Union. It has come out and said that we are a neutral community in the Manipur strife.
Yeah.
This is a related report. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The soldier's family and the Com Union appealed through a local TV channel on Saturday afternoon for his release. His body was found around 9:30 a.m. on Sunday at Thek village, east of Mongjam, under Sogalmang police station in Imphal East. A defense spokesperson has confirmed the same. Now, Thangthang was to report at the military station in Manipur on Monday. The slain soldier is survived by his wife, a daughter and a son. The Com Union president, Serto Chungjaho Kom, told the Times of India, from where I'm reading this, "We are clueless, totally in the dark about who could be behind this killing. We are a neutral community in this conflict." He said the soldier's family hadn't claimed his body yet. "We were waiting for a meeting with the authorities, either the governor or the chief minister, to discuss what we will do next. Only after that we will take possession of the body." So the body has not been taken possession of yet. Do you know what this means, Nancy? This could potentially make the Com tribe, the Com community now enter the fray in this strife, because you already have the Meiteis and the Kukis, the 2 main dissenting sides. You have the Naga community that has been affected by the riffles of this strife, and now it seems like the Com community is also dealing with the embers of this strife.
I mean, that is what we are talking about, that once the situation goes out of control, more and more communities are going to get involved in this. Now we are talking about Manipur, and the hill tribes that are in the northeast can also get involved in this, because this type of thing where the government is doing nothing. We are talking about an army personnel who was abducted from his home while he was not on duty. He was on leave. He was, working, enjoying his leave on in his house, and then 3 miscreants, they come and they just. This is absolutely disheartening. That when you see stories like that, and this is the new normal now. And what we are talking about, this is an army personnel that we are talking about, who's just abducted, and his 10-year-old son is giving statement to the police officer.
And what's more, Nancy, sorry to cut you short, take a look at this. If situation wasn't already problematic, the center plans to recall RAF from Manipur.
Yeah.
I mean, the union government is considering a phased withdrawal of the Rapid Action Force, a specialized anti-riot central armed police force from violence-hit Manipur. I mean, people who are watching this stream, please get down in the comment sections and help us understand what the public opinion right now is. Should the RAF be withdrawn from Manipur? I mean, at a time when you should be talking about deploying a little more boots
More
on the ground,
forces, yeah.
because clearly the amount of boots cannot handle the situation at the moment. You're talking about removing the RAF. It says a senior government official told the Hindu from the daily that I'm reading this from. It says that continuous exposure to the anti-insurgency theatre may not be suitable for a force trained for crowd control and law and order duties, including agitation and communal incidents. Basically, there seems to be realization at the hand of the government that maybe the RAF is not
The correct force.
suited for what's happening in Manipur right now.
Yeah.
I mean, crowd control तो वहाँ पर चाहिए ही नहीं.
चाहिए
वहाँ
ही
पर तो you need to take more stern and stricter steps.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the step that, the reason that the government is giving right now to withdraw the RAF is absolutely, logical right now. But my question is, why is the government waking up so late now? I mean, we have already seen the damage that has been happening in the state, in the, the violence that we are seeing right now has gone out of hand. And now the government has, waken up finally, and they're saying, oh, we have deployed, this crowd control forces that we are now going to withdraw. So what is the next step now? Are you going to deploy more forces? Who are going to be the task forces that are going to go and control? Because of this, I think because of this misorganization, there has been a strife between the
But
civilians
then again,
and the...
Nancy, this is a unique situation. I mean, it's not like we have a playbook. It's not like we have a template.
Yeah.
कि ऐसी situation में ऐसे steps लेने चाहिए. Of course, we will be better prepared for the future, but I do agree that the bottom line is that peace and tranquility should prevail on the ground. Earlier we were reading how the church community and the clergy was being urged to come in and take more active roles to restore peace on the ground. We earlier saw how the students came out in good numbers, going to civil society organizations from both sides, going to the Kokomi, the Kuki in Manipur, from Kuki community, from the Meiteis community, saying that what are we going to do next? We can't live in this limbo for days on end. I've already given that example of how the Russia-Ukraine war, nobody thought it's going to go into 500, 600 odd days.
Yeah.
And look at what we're sitting at, almost 2 years of the Russia-Ukraine war. If this strife doesn't end anytime soon, and how do you clamp down on it? I mean, there is no one right answer.
Yeah.
We've tried doing it. We've tried, having our informal conversations inside the newsroom. You always know it ends up in a heated discussion and an argument. Again, coming back to how the center is planning to recall the RAF, which if it wants to safeguard the RAF personnel, then you never know what's going to happen. But if this is the realization that maybe the RAF is not trained to handle what's happening in Manipur right now, maybe that is a good realization. Why would you want to send your own soldiers who are not equipped or trained for what's happening in Manipur down death's way? It says here at present 10 companies of the RAF are deployed in Manipur, 8 in the valley districts and 2 in the hills. An internal report sent by the RAF on 6th of July highlights the crisis. The report accessed by the Hindu says the RAF unit was attacked with glass ball stones, sharp iron rods and petrol bombs when it tried to stop a mob nearing weapons from a police armory in Thobal district on the 4th of July. Now the report flags the injudicious use, and inappropriate deployment of the RAF in high-risk areas. This is coming from the report in itself. Meanwhile, the Jawan, the picture of whom you can see on your screens, abducted, killed in front of his 10-year-old. But there's another angle here, Nancy. 5 people have been arrested for storming a police station.
Yeah, that is what I was reading here, that, after cops arrest 5 wearing camouflage and carrying weapons, mob attacks police station. So that is what Kabir, you were right, that you were saying that, this is a unique situation. But the question that the role of the government right now is to act promptly. And I've been saying this for the longest time, that the solution that I think can work, or that might work in the Manipur situation, is to control these, this illegal supply of arms and ammunition that has been going on in Manipur. Because people, it's so easy to dress up like a, to dress up like a security force, dress up like somebody who is who is deployed in a security force, and then just take arms and ammunitions and fire guns at civilians, fire guns at security professions. I mean, this is not how it's going to get in control. The situation right now is going out of hand because there is so many, the supply of illegal arms and ammunition in Manipur is just beyond imagination. I think the moment you start controlling it, the moment people, the moment the violence can come in control, I mean, that is something that government needs to, look at. Because the situations that with the incidents now we're talking about is definitely 5 people wearing camouflage and carrying sophisticated weapons were arrested by the Manipur police on Saturday, which led to a mob trying to storm a police station in Imphal, demanding their release. So, people are confused right now.
Now the police is being, held at ransom.
Yeah.
The police, you're
That
going
you
up to
cannot
the
even
police and
arrest
you
people.
can't even arrest people. Precisely. Law and order situation, how do you control the law and order? How do you bring the law and order situation back under control?
I mean, there's definitely
when
a
people are
trust
storming
deficit.
police stations.
Yeah, the trust deficit is growing every day because civilians are not, they don't think that, police is there to protect them. The security personnel that have been deployed, the CRPF, any security task that we talk about, the trust deficit is growing, more and more in the Manipur city. And I think the state is witnessing so much of hatred, so much of violence right now. And the way government is still trying to figure out that what is the solution, how are we going to control it, is something beyond me. That if this continues for, I don't think so, like 2 months or 3 months more, I don't know, people will, it will be difficult.
Right.
It will get
people
difficult
are
for
already
them.
questioning if we have already hit the point of no return.
Yeah.
Because reconciliation is something people don't even have time to think about right now. People are currently thinking about how to bring law and order under control. That is agenda number 1 for everybody, and it seems like it is the most difficult task at the moment right now as well. Even as we're learning that an army Jawan has been abducted in front of his 10-year-old son, murdered, his body found later. The RAF, the Rapid Action Force, something that is a specialized force that controls rioting and mobbing, that is going to be in a phased out manner going to be withdrawn from Manipur. They have flagged in their report that this is not what we are trained for, basically. What is happening over there, these glass balls that they're being hit with, the iron rod that they're being hit with, they're not ready for it. The petrol bombs, they're not ready for it.
Definitely.
You arrest somebody and the armory is stormed, you arrest somebody and the police station is stormed. People are losing their trust in the local administration.
I mean, there have been calls for, I don't know how many times there have been protests that, CM Biren Singh should resign, and, security forces. There have been so many instances where we have seen civilians trying to stop army professionals entering the state. They have been in constant conflict with the security forces because they don't trust them anymore. They're like, it's been such a long time that, Manipur has been burning in the fire of this communal violence, in this ethnic violence. And then we have the UN coming in, then we have other issues as well, then we have Editors Guild as well, then we have so many going on, because the misinformation that circulates when something like this happens is something so this is a situation that can go out of, it is already out of hand. The government is trying to control it, but the way we are seeing the incidents happening, that the army profession, the one army guy who was on leave was abducted from his house, and a 10-year-old son is giving this statement. He was the only eyewitness that my father was taken away by 3 miscreants and he was held at gunpoint, and later you found out that he's dead. So I mean, this kind of situation,
with a bullet wound to the army soldier's head. I mean, and this is after the family went on to the local television and appealed for his release. And the Com Union chief comes out and says that we're a neutral community in this ethnic strife. Why has this Jawan been targeted? Well, nobody has any idea at the moment.
I mean, now nobody's thinking. Now it's like we have a gun and we are going to shoot
Right.
anybody in
And
sight.
what they've left the family with is, the army Jawan is survived by the wife, the daughter, and the son. And the son definitely left with a lot of trauma over there.
Yeah, true, definitely.
But the question that everybody was asking when we learnt about this story yesterday, and it blew up on social media, was that is Manipur really purging into complete anarchy? We have guerrilla warfare, you've got a porous border, there's narco terror, law and order situation out of hands, the government now repealing the rapid action force, a Jawan is being killed, police stations are being stormed, armory is being looted, and that's not even the thick of it. So is it purging into complete anarchy? Well, you decide for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.